Secondly, and here's the laughable point, we answered the question, by living in New Zealand, weren't you an immigrant yourself? So he answered by saying, an Australian living in New Zealand is much the same as an Austrian living in Bavaria. They aren't going to ethnically replace the people or change the nation's culture. Yeah, right. Tell that to the Maoris and the Aborigines, who are the natives of Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah.
So
it's laughable.
undermined.
It's laughable. I mean, often these people are blind to their own contradictions and hypocrisies in that way. But thank you, Hassan, for calling in there from Slough. Beth wants...
This self-hating white man here, his logic, if you can call it that, seems to be that white people should hand over our society to third world Muslims and Africans because the same white people conquered other third world people centuries ago. It's completely insane. And to be clear, what's important is that all of humanity has been conquering each other since the beginning of humanity. That's what humans do. And in this case, sadly, the Aborigines, the Maori, they had inferior technology, weapons, organisational ability. They could not form armies. They could not pose any defence. You know, when the white man set foot on these islands, it would be as if aliens landed a spaceship in London. That's how big the difference is. They were literally the definition of the third world. They were, and by the way, please see Stefan Molyneux, his video on these people. They weren't noble savages. They were cannibalising each other, doing all sorts of crazy voodoo shit. They were not good. And so, yeah, we civilised them. I believe if you are taking part in cannibalism, you are a savage. So yes, we civilised the savages. But now we have to just hand over what we've built, the civilization that exists in New Zealand and Australia and the entire Western world, to Muslims and Africans because McGilt. Oh, McGilt, McColonialism. Fuck off.
But it is rather curious that people, grown adults, who clearly aren't stupid, you're not stupid, you're an intelligent man, you sounded intelligent when you spoke to me, can still believe in such strange conspiracy theories. And may I suggest to you, Paul, that it's the very same conspiratorial mindset that you have just demonstrated that extremists also succumb to. Islamist extremists believe 9/11 was an inside job. And of course, there are the far-right extremists who have their own form of conspiracy theories, such as population replacement in Europe. When you lose your grip on reality, it's not too far from there to start justifying all forms of unreal things. So I do caution you, Paul, to try and land back on your feet from planet Mars, where you currently appear to be living. We're just not reproducing at replacement rates. And as a result, we need a labour force to sustain us and to replenish our population. And that is just something that all of Western Europe, without exception, by the way, developed countries in the Western world, without exception, face the same problem. They become rich and then they stop having large families. That's up to us. We decide that for ourselves. And actually, conspiracy theories such as population replacement in Europe to replenish our population. Conspiracy theories such as population replacement in Europe to replenish our population.
What's interesting here is normally when we have someone denying the population replacement of Europeans, I will simply show you the Pew Research, the replacement migration by the UN, the estimate of 2066 for minority whites in the UK, and we look at that, we accept it and say, yep, that's good, we end the video and go about our day. But here, we go one step further. Here, we have Maajid Nawaz literally on record endorsing the policy of population replacement, or as he says, replenishment. He is literally saying this. That's his position as a globalist. And so it's really confusing for me. It's like, does this mean that he is accusing himself of being a conspiracy theorist? Or possibly his past self? I don't know. Like I say, it's so confusing because with Maajid, when you are a pathological liar, you're constantly lying. I believe he gets entangled in the lies to the point at which he's not even sure what his current position is on the matter. It's like, 1 minute it's globalist policy, replace the Europeans. Oh no, wait a minute, conspiracy theory. No, it's globalist policy. No, conspiracy theory. Imagine being inside this guy's head, attempting to juggle all of these different events and keeping a straight line. Wow. What I also find infuriating is the creepy, condescending manner in which he communicates with his audience, losing your grip on reality. This constant gaslighting. He played a similar game with David recently, saying, "Have you got family? Are you okay? I believe you're being radicalised into the far right." And I'm like, no, Majid, no one's being radicalised. Not me, not David, not any white person watching this. You are simply an evil psychopath, and you need to be exposed. You are a disgusting, evil, nasty little man. And that's the reality. White people are being replaced, and we are not going to let you carry on doing it. So, anyway, please let me know your thoughts on this, and if you know anyone who still supports Majid, send them this video and hopefully it will wake them up. Like, dislike, subscribe, unsubscribe, please comment. Ilu Sassoon, peace out.